Let's talk about what's at stake. A $3.3 million home. I know 3.3 million is a big number, but in many parts of California, that's like a four-bedroom standard house. And the numbers, maybe it's a 1.5 million or 4 million, whatever. I'm using this number just to make a point. So let's imagine a $3.3 million home with an assessed value of $300,000. So mom and dad bought it, 35 years ago for $200,000. And now they're fortunate to be in Silicon Valley or San Diego or West LA or something like that, where values have gone up. And believe it or not, their house is now worth 3.3 million, but the assessed value for Prop 13 keeps the assessed value low is $300,000. Mom and dad pass away and their kids move in. They live in the house. You might be thinking, oh, well, the property tax increase can't be that big, right? Wrong. The property tax increase can be absolutely massive because remember, Prop 19 only protects $1 million in market value from a reassessment. So what does that mean for a house that's worth 3.3 million and $300,000? If they don't do any planning ahead of time, this means the property tax increases would be about $22,000 a year. You take $300,000, first million is protected in fair market value beyond that. So the first 1.3 million is not reassessed because the kids are living there. That still leaves $2 million in value exposed to reassessments. Property tax is about 1.1, 1.2%. This is rough. It's different in different counties. $22,000 per year in tax increases per year. And those go up at 2% per year because Prop 13 then does kick in. But 2% of $22,000 is a lot bigger than 2% of $3,300, which is what the mom and dad were paying in property taxes. So over time, over 5 years, that's over $114,000. Over 10 years, that's over $240,000. Over 30 years, the kids just hold on to the house. That's almost $900,000 in property tax increases. And keep in mind, property taxes are largely not deductible from income taxes. You only deduct a small portion of that. So think about how much more your kids would have to earn just to simply hold on. They don't want to profit from it. They just want to live in your home. If you don't plan, they might have to earn an extra $1.2 million just to pay the higher taxes. It blows your mind how big these increases are. You could argue that Prop 19 was the biggest property tax increase in the history of America. I mean, if you really look at what it means when properties go from parents to kids, whether you think it's fair or not, it is a massive property tax increase. Let's talk about a property where a child doesn't live there, and this would also apply to rental properties. So a rental property, zero protections, or the mom and dad's house. Let's say the kids aren't sure if they want to move in yet. Maybe they live in a different state. They might move in the future. You have 1 year to move in. If the kids don't move in within 1 year, this opportunities law, there's no protections. And if it's a rental property or a business property, again, no protections. So let's imagine that $3.3 million property. I get it. It's a big number, but you can adjust it down a little bit or up depending on the value of your properties. What does it mean in tax increases? If a family doesn't plan and a $3.3 million property goes from parents to kids that have a $300,000 assessed value, so it's quite low, it's held in the family for a while. Property taxes go from about $3,300 a year to over $36,000 per year. Yes, that is a 1,000% increase, a 10x increase in property taxes. And we work with a lot of families on this. That's not that uncommon for families to face that type of situation. If you're fortunate to have held properties for more than 20 or 30 years in California and you want your family to stay there, this is a huge issue. So over 5 years, that's $170,000 plus in extra property taxes. Over 20 years, that's over 800. We'll actually go just to call these out. So we're talking about one property. If it happens to be in an area where values are high, we are talking in some families, and this is just illustrative, right? This is not every family, but just for this example, a $3.3 million house, $300,000 assessed value, $360,000 in extra taxes over 10 years, $800,000 over 20 years, and over 30 years, $1.38 million. And I was giving a in-person talk yesterday, and as I was talking, I was just like, even when I go over these numbers, like, I can't believe them. So your kids have to be multimillionaires just to stay in a house, just to hold on to the house. And again, imagine a rental property facing $1 million increase in property taxes over the next few decades. While rent control's kicking in, you can't raise rents. Property taxes could skyrocket. A big, big issue. And keep in mind also, property taxes are largely not deductible against income taxes. Now, if it's a rental, there's some ways they can be, but if it's a primary residence, only currently only $10,000 in local tax, state and local taxes are deductible against income taxes. So you might have to earn an extra 1.7, 1.8, $2 million to pay this extra 1.38 million over 30 years. So I know I'm harping on this. I know I might be repetitive, and I apologize for that, but I think a lot of people don't quite grasp how big the impact of Prop 19 can be if you don't plan. Contact us at gilfix.com if you want to explore this in more detail with us. We can very efficiently go through the issue with you and for you and identify the different types of solutions that we have. So thank you so much. I hope you're having a great day. As my mom likes to say, I hope everybody's staying safe, sane, and healthy. Thank you so much. I'm Mark Gilfix. Hope everybody's good.